and welcome to Alan's Italy. Tonight, before we begin the show, I'd like to send out a special hello to one of my newest fans. Her name is Karen. She lives in Texas. She wrote me a very nice email. She reads the blog, she watches the shows, and we've been corresponding. And Karen, welcome, and I hope you enjoy many, many more shows over the years. So tonight, we are going to be taking a look once again at one of my favorite places in the world, and that is Venice. And wait a minute. Sorry about this. You'd think after 116 shows I'd have that down pat. So there it is. It's called Alan's Italy, show number 116, Muranero, Arte Africana in Vitro. And it's about a very special store in Venice by the name of Muranero. And it's a bead store that really specializes in glass, African art in glass from Muranero. So that'll be very interesting. And let's get to it. So, we're back in Venice, and I've done a lot of shows on Venice, and of course I never get tired of it because the images of Venice are just magnificent, and you always find something new and different. And today's show is really going to be focusing on the Castello area again, Castello in Venice, which we'll talk about in a moment, and most specifically, just kind of wandering around the streets, going in and out of stores. And I've chosen two stores to focus on, one very briefly, and the other one in greater detail, and that's the one you're looking at now. So let's take a look. So first we have the picture, the map of Italy, to once again locate the city of Venice, which is, as you could see, up in the upper right hand. Well, it's actually, right here, right over there on the Adriatic Sea. And I've taken you there many, many times over the years. And of course, here is Venice. All these photos of Venice that I used in tonight's show are photos that Laura took on the recent trip. So this was taken from a motorboat, a water taxi, from the lagoon, looking at the Doge's Palace. Behind it, the Campanile, and of course, within that confine is the Piazza San Marco. This is another vantage point, looking again from the lagoon. So we're apparently, riding out into the open sea here, as you could see. So we're in Venice, and most specifically, we're going to be focusing on the region in purple on the right side, known as Castello. And, this is not a very heavy tourist area, as I've mentioned many times. The tourist areas are really all the other places. San Marco, of course, is the most tourist, with the most tourists. Cannaregio is a little less so, but still much more popular. And Dorsoduro on the other side of the Grand Canal, and the other two places, as you could see, the other three places, including the Giudecca in orange all the way at the bottom, where the Lido is located. And this is what Castello looks like. It's out of the way a little bit from the tourist center, and therefore you don't get that crush of people in most of the pictures that you would see from photographing scenes in San Marco. So this is a major piazza right here, which we'll show you a better shot of in a few minutes. And you can see it's not really, and there's like empty streets. And very, very charming side canals. This is the piazza that I was referring to. And it's a huge piazza, but doesn't, have very many people. Just a few people huddled in the shade. The reason they huddled in the shade was that it was really very, very hot during this trip to Venice, which we took at the very beginning of June. I thought this was an interesting shot. This is a sottoportego, and a sottoportego is kind of a tunnel that goes underneath a building. So that's what we're looking at right there. And if you go through that, you wind up on the other side of the building, usually on another street. And it's a very interesting passageway that takes you from one part of Venice to another. You know, the buildings are very, very concentrated, and it's very hard to get from one place to another. So they have these sottoportegi, it would be the plural of sottoportego. And, you know, this is going through one of them and winding up on the other side. And this is another one. And they're kind of spooky, which kind of really enhances the experience to a large degree, especially if you're going through one of these at night. And here are some more views of the Castello area of Venice. Some really, really beautiful canals and bridges and walkways. And that's a restaurant that we ate in one evening, which is really you know, lovely, because it's the one on the left side, so you can see that this is like a really great spot right on a canal. That's a canal in the evening, actually more like nighttime. And this is where we spent most of our time. Another, you know, street, and you can see there's just not very many people walking around. And now we're starting to get to the area of Castello where it really, you know, there's an area of Castello known as Arsenale, which is where the Biennale, the Venice Biennale really has two venues. One is called Giardini, the Giardini area with the gardens, and the other is called Arsenale, which used to be a base, you know, military base. And this is just as you get to that spot, and this is much closer. And on the right side, you start getting into the area where the Biennale is located. And some of the streets are deserted, and some of the streets are much more crowded as you get towards San Marco. And we walked along that street, and we came across some very interesting shops that we kind of poked into. Pinocchio's. Pinocchio, you know, Pinocchio is an Italian word. So these are some of the shops that we passed along the way. And then we came upon this shop, which we thought was one of the most fascinating shops that we'd ever seen in Venice. And it's a magic store. And, you know, we saw that it said La Magia e Vita. And we, you know, looked in, and it was a very interesting store. And we have an interview. Actually, it's a magic demonstration from the owner of the store. So, Ellen, when you're ready. Ready, Laura.
Chris,
I'm
open. Please.
Wait a minute. Are you ready,
Okay.
Laura?
Yes.
Good. What do I do? What?
He's waiting for us to take a
Do
picture.
you want to play?
No,
No,
she's
no,
taking
no.
a video. She's
Oh.
doing a video. Go ahead. What are you doing? How did you do that? I was really trying to concentrate.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nothing. This shirt has been through a lot more than this, let me tell you. Could you do that again?
Ma no,
No,
ma
you
io
can't
non
do this,
capisco, non
okay.
capisco.
So that was, you know, just a fast thing. We just happened to be walking past the store, so that's, you know, um, one of the things you get. The people are very kind, very nice, and they'll, you know, do anything. Okay, so now let's talk about Muranero, which is the African glass store, and just to show you where the store is located. This is the hotel. Remember 2 shows ago we did a show on the Hotel San Antonin, and this is how you would get from the hotel to the bead store. Right, you know, really come down right next to the canal, and then you kind of hang a left and go down this way, and this is where it is. And here's the hotel, and that's the store right there. And we spent quite a bit of time in here because it was really fascinating. And this is the name of the store. It's called Muranero Arte Africana Africana in Vitro, which basically means African art in glass. It's located on that street, which, you know, you'd have kind of a hard time finding if you were starting from scratch. But again, you know, if you could find the hotel, which is probably easier, and then just follow that route that I gave, you would wind up at the store. The proprietors are two wonderful people by the name of Emanuela Kimenton and Mulai Niang. And we have three videos. The first video is with Mulai. The second video is of Mulai doing his art, doing his work. And the third one is an interview with Emanuela, who will be speaking about the shop itself. So that's Emanuela and Mulai, and that's a picture of Mulai and me in front of the store. That's him sitting at his work table, and you know, he's basically doing it right out in the open so that anybody can watch. And the three videos are a little disjointed because they were taken over the course of 2 days, and I wasn't sure if I was going to do a show yet, so we were just kind of taking videos just to, you know, to get a feeling for it, and I put them together later. So sometimes I kind of repeat questions, but if you can get past that, these are three really wonderful videos. So Ellen, once again, when you're ready. Alan's Italy is in Venice, and we're in an amazing bead store. And this is Mulai,
Hello, Alan.
who is from Senegal, and he is the bead maker. And you're going to see right after this video another video of Mulai doing his magnificent work, and also an interview with the co-owner, Manuela. But we got into a conversation. I want you to repeat what you told me about how you came to Venice.
I came in Venice 15 years ago with a school for visits, and I see this work. And I say, okay, I come back, I like this work. And I go to the Muranero glass school, and I learn there. And after 4 years, I opened my shop. This is a nice work.
And you opened it with Manuela? Or
With Manuela.
Together?
I go to the school with Manuela, and I open with Manuela.
Oh, so she went to the school also?
Yes.
I see. So that's where you met, and you got this great idea
Yes.
to do this.
Exactly. I
So-
make just the beads, but she make the design necklace and
Right. So
And
you
she-
work very
she
well
likes-
together. And you work very well together.
like.
And So, what's the name of the store again? Just give us the name.
The name is Muranero. Muranero is a black of Murano. I'm the first black in Murano.
Really?
Yes, Muranero.
Okay.
Black.
That is great. I didn't even. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this is yeah. You have some great stuff going on in your life.
Yeah.
So, but you told me that your family is from Senegal and they moved to Paris.
Yes, my father born to France in Marseille, but all my family lived to Paris.
I see.
Yes, 30 years ago.
Right. And you,
No.
but you came to Venice.
Yes, I born to Africa and I go to school in Paris first and Venice.
So it was your desire to go to school in Paris and then come to Venice because you love beads? I mean, was that the reason you came to Venice?
Yeah, I love the glass work. You know, I don't make just the beads. I prefer the beads. But if you go to the Murano Glass School, you learn all the technique, many different techniques. The glass, you know, with oven, the sculpture, and the vases, and glass, many different things. But I choose this, I like this.
Right. Can you see yourself doing, I mean, you're a relatively young man compared to me, anyway. Can you see yourself like doing this, you know, like forever? Like I'm a teacher, and I say to people, I want to teach forever.
Yeah.
So, I mean, can you see doing this?
But I teach now.
You
Now
do teach?
I'm a teacher in the Murano Glass School.
Really?
I'm a teacher in the Bolzano Glass School. You have just two schools in Italy.
Bolzano in the.
Yeah, Bolzano and Murano.
Oh.
But I teach here and there. But now I have a documentary is ready now, and for one hour. But I go with the Italian troupe in Senegal. I have a student there. I teach there now.
In Senegal?
In Senegal, I have a small school. I prepare the future.
You own the school?
Absolutely.
Can you believe this incredible story?
Wonderful.
Absolutely. You know, my life now is here, but my future is in Senegal.
I see. You want to return home?
Absolutely. I prepare now. Now I have 13 students. Yes, he make the beats now.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, what will the students do? Will the students come to Venice as well? Like, what do you think will become of the students?
You know,
will they come to Venice?
Yeah. First, all the students go first in the school.
Right.
Yes, but he finish the school. He come here for stage 3 months.
Right.
But I have a single student around the world. I have 25 students.
Really?
They come in around the world, from Australia, from the United States,
Really?
from France, from Paris, from Africa. He come here for 6 months. He learn the beads work with me. And I have also the Venetian students from Venice.
Really?
Oh yes.
So, in other words, you're famous. You're a famous beat maker. No, really.
Yes.
Stop being modest. If you could not be modest for just a moment,
Yeah.
just tell me. Are you a famous beat maker?
In Venice, yes. Sure.
Yes.
In
Everyone knows you. In
all the school glass world, yes, everybody know me. In the United States, in Australia, in Germany, I have a collaboration with many schools.
Right.
Yes.
Had you learned to speak English so well?
No, my English is not good.
Stop it. Just answer the question. How did you learn to speak English so well?
I need a teacher.
You need a teacher?
No, he's very good.
You speak English extremely well. I mean, you have a little trouble with the pronouns, but you're doing beautifully.
Thank you.
Did you learn in Senegal? You learned in Senegal or in Paris? How to speak
In
English?
Paris.
In Paris, you learned that.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Okay, well,
Thank you, Alan.
Mulai, you're an amazing person, and thank you for being on Alan Italy.
Thank you, Alan.
Okay, so that was the interview with Mulai, and the next video is the demonstration of what he does. So this would come next appropriately and show you a little bit about what he does. So Ellen, once again.
buongiorno.
Questa vetrina mi sembra che ci sia una collana leggermente spostata.
A sinistra.
Poveretta, ieri era la mezzanotte ancora qua.
Va avanti.
Aspetta, perché sta facendo anche sotto. Adesso no. Ci piacciono? Fa piacere. Sì, sì, sì.
Oh, that's how you make the dots.
Convinto.
Yeah.
Ma per quando mi prende la stanchezza.
This is a very small decoration.
Uh-huh.
E invece sono contenta anche
Very
io
nice.
oggi. Con la soluzione di arancione che dà un attimo di, no?
Wow.
So now I make the lateral decoration.
Ma i miei, ti faccio vedere i miei.
I always wanted to learn how to do this.
Sono per te questi.
It was a Murano glass spoon.
Solo che
But,
ogni volta non glieli porto.
15 years
devo
ago.
portarli, che me li fa un po' più così, il massa dritti.
Questi dobbiamo.
And what is your name?
Sì, sì.
Mulai.
Ma anche questi potrebbero essere.
And
I'm from Senegal.
from Senegal.
Yes, West Africa, Senegal.
My friend is from Ghana.
Ghana, yeah.
Is that close by?
Yeah, not very far.
Ghana.
Could you spell your name for me, please?
Mi dicono.
La mano le aiuti qua col mio nome?
M-O. I will do it for him now.
Okay.
Meanwhile, he's working.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Needs to concentrate.
Ci vediamo dopo. Va bene. Ciao. Ciao Mulai.
Ciao, vecchio mio. Ciao, ci
So I
vediamo.
have your card, but tell me the name of your store.
Yes. The name of the store is Muranero.
Now you come with me outside
R
and you see the chorus
N
coming out.
E R O. Because Mulai.
Muranero.
Yes.
Like Murano, except.
And Nero means black. Mulai
Oh.
was the first black
I'm gonna
student.
end.
What's his name?
Mulai.
So, this is the third video, and this is the interview with Emanuela, his partner, who you know, he makes the beads and she kind of puts them together into beautiful designs. So that's what this is going to be about. And Ellen, again, when you're ready. So Alan's Italy is in a really, really fascinating store. Tell us, Emanuela, tell us a little bit about the store.
Yes, hello Alan. What we do here on the frontier, I always say, of Venice, in between the touristic area, and we are a little bit slightly outside. It's the original Murano glass beads work, made in a different way, so with a newer interpretation. The glass master is Nyang Mulai. He had been the first African student at the International Glass School in Murano, and what he proposes is the colors of his culture, of the African culture, melted in the tradition of the Venetian bead. And then I lace, I put together. Each bead is a unique piece. It's intended to be like a piece of art, and each necklace, it's a unique piece.
Yes.
Is this a new store?
This is a new store, means we opened 2006.
That's not so new.
No.
You've been here 9 years.
Yes, 9 years,
Oh.
but every day is a new day for us.
Yes, it's a beautiful store. You have beautiful things.
Thank you, Alan.
And thank you very
Thank
much.
you very
thank
much
you for,
for
your
coming.
time. That's
Thank
it.
you.
And
Well, we have the video of Mulan
yes.
doing his thing.
And let's just get some close-ups.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, that's it. Okay. So, you know, after we had come home and we decided that this would make like a really nice show to build a show around Mulai and Emanuela and their beautiful store, I began to do a little research. First of all, the fellow in the picture there is Mulai with his mentor, and uh, he studied art, his art, the Murano glass, at the Abati Zanetti School in Murano, and his mentor is Egidio Constantini, and that's who you see pictured right there. He looks a little bit younger there, but I did a little more research, and I came to the conclusion that this is a really, really famous guy. Um, he's on many, many websites with his life story, namely the website Beating Gem, which is an online site, and Studio Ederiza, and OG Venice Italian Travel Guide, and a blog by the name of Botticelli's niece. The store is written up on TripAdvisor, which the store that the website that I mention very often, and gets 5 stars from the people who've been to it. So this is, really quite amazing. And I found some information about Mulai's family, and I just like to read it to you. Mulai certainly comes from a highly artistic family. His mother makes textiles and textile dolls and exhibits in Europe every year. His father makes gold and silver jewelry. During the colonial period they mean of Senegal, his grandfather organized a house of art, in quotations, where many West African jewelry artisans gathered to practice their craft and traveled together all over the world exhibiting their work. His 4 brothers are musicians, and Mulai himself is a drummer with a specialty in Afro jazz music. So this is a very, very amazing person. And the next part of this, we decided to show you some of the things in the store. And we sat with quite a few images, Laura and I, a couple of days ago, with the intent of paring it down so that there weren't so many. We went through all of them and came to the conclusion that we couldn't eliminate any of the photographs that Laura had taken. So I'm going to take the liberty of showing you all of the things all of the photographs that Laura had taken of this amazing store. And this will really give you an idea as to what this store is all about and the magnificent pieces that they create. And you can see some of them right there. So Ellen, just stay on the computer and we'll just go through them all. And I won't say much. There's not really much to say. It's pretty self-explanatory. Just to say one thing. So Mulai makes the beads, and this particular necklace was put together by Emanuela. That fellow in the picture, Davide Salvadore, is one of the people that Mulai collaborates with. One of them is Davide, and the other one is a fellow named uh, Pino Signoretto. Okay, so obviously we just couldn't take any out, and you saw all of what she had photographed. Anyway, many thanks to Mulai and Emanuela for their beautiful work and also for their kindness to us. And I will, show the name of the. So that's the name of the store, Muranero, Arte Africana in Vitro, and if you're ever in Venice, that is really a great place to go. It's not just, to go there and buy beads. It's to really meet some wonderful people and watch how Mulai creates these amazing pieces. Okay, and that brings us to the end of tonight's show. Next on Alan's Italy, we go back to Tuscany, which was related to the time we spent there in May of this past May. And we're going to be beginning with the town of Badia Pasignano. And I indicate, Badia Pasignano, a Tuscan treasure. It's an amazing place, and we'll have interviews as well. And that brings us to the close of tonight's show. Forgive me for showing, all those beads, but really it was, unforgettable for us, and I hope it was unforgettable for you too. So that was pretty amazing. And I look forward to the next show. And for tonight, buonanotte e buona fortuna.